I can always depend on him for the most racially appropriate music. I'm moving this stool out of the way. I've never used this stool and it's kind of stressing me out. I don't know what to do with it. Who's excited to be here? I said, who's excited to be here? That is the easiest thing to do, is just get people to scream. This is awesome. This is the first time I've been on this stage not competing for money. So I have no incentive to entertain you in any way at all. Get ready for the dullest 15 to 19 and a half minutes of your entire life.
Thank you!
Shut up. No, this is great. It's for a good cause. Hope some of you brought some toys. That's a good thing to do. I tried to get a lot of people here and bring toys for a good cause. There are a lot of ways with supporting charities is just bullshit. And my least favorite way is when you're on the street and it's those fucking clipboard people. You know, the people that's just like, when you're walking down the street, it's like, oh, do you have a minute? Do I have a minute? Do you have a minute for incandescent light bulbs? Do you have a minute for relish? Do you have a minute for hot dog equality? Whatever ridiculous, super specific agenda that they're trying to push, just do you have a minute for it? And I remember, I've seen the evolution of these people, where it started off and it was just like they would hire cute girls, and the cute girls would stand outside of college bookstores, and they would target men who had their parents' credit cards. And so it would just be standing outside the college bookstore just like... And guys would come out and be like, oh. Hey. And be like, oh my gosh, how are you doing? I don't know why for this bit, it's so much more natural for me to be the cute girl than it is for me to be the like super chauvinistic macho guy. Anyways, it's just like, oh my gosh, how are you doing? And it's like, oh, pretty good. Like, what are you up to? You got like a clipboard and everything? What's the deal? Oh yeah, it's so stupid. You probably don't even care. And they're just like, no, I totally care. Because they're thinking like, I'm getting laid now. And she wants something and I'm gonna give it to her. And it's like, oh, it's so stupid. And I'm like, trying to help kids in Africa or whatever. It's like, it turns out they're like super hungry or something. And like, you're probably not even interested. I'm so sorry. And it's like, no, I'm totally interested. I'll totally. Sorry, I got my parents' credit card. Like, I don't care. And this tactic worked great. I personally own I own an entire league of soccer teams in Gambia from this exact tactic. They're great. They do well. I send them trophies. But then after a while, people started getting wise to this tactic. So the charity people were like, you know what we're gonna have to do? Let's stop the cute girls thing. Let's just be complete fucking assholes. That's what we'll do. And so then it became like I'm walking down the street and they're just like, it's just dudes who are the equal size and stature of me, but I have no confidence, so they seem scarier. So I'm just walking down the street and they're like, do you have a minute? And I'm no, I'm sorry. They're like, why don't you have a minute, bro? And they're like, oh, I'm just like in a hurry or something. They're like, you don't have a minute for kids in Africa? No, I don't have a minute. It's like, why don't you like kids, bro? I don't know. Like, I like fine. Kids are fine. Like, you don't seem to like kids, bro. And it's like, well, I didn't have a lot of friends when I was growing up. And it was just like, well, I didn't have a lot of friends, but you got to eat. I'm sure that was a big deal. They're like, well, I had my parents were fine and they fed me. And it's just like, and it just progresses and progresses and progresses until I'm just crying in an alley somewhere. Just weeping and be like, and then Johnny in 4th grade beat me up and I didn't know what to do. And it's just handing him my credit card. And it's like, as long as kids in Africa don't get bullied and they get fed, that's all I care about. That's all that matters. But it's good. Tonight is for an amazing cause, and I tried to get as many people out here, and of course I used none other than the Facebook. Facebook, who's using the Facebook? I like super outdated jokes. What's the deal with Facebook?
Oh, Facebook. Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about Facebook. You're absolutely right. How convenient, because it's one of my bits. Facebook is great for like getting people to come to your comedy shows. Primarily because you can totally lie to them. You're like, guys, you know what? Come down to Columbia City. It's not that far from Capitol Hill. You'd be totally amazed. The show is completely free. The drinks are cheap. And everyone's getting laid. That's just how it's happening. That's what happens every comedy show. Free drinks and sex for everybody. But what's true is that people actually use Facebook. It's just the worst, and it used to be fine. When people just, no one had smartphones, and you would just think about all the dumb shit every day, and you all think of like the worst shit. All of you, or just have the dumbest fucking thoughts all day. But it used to be they would all go through your head, and then you'd end up at a computer at the end of the day, and you would always post only the least dumb fucking things that you came up with. And like one or two, and then you would just pass out. And that was fine. But now that everyone has smartphones, it's just Facebook Tourette's. It's just on and on and on and on and on and on. So I get onto Facebook, and it's just useless information. It's just like, picture of a baby. It's the guy, I loaned a chemistry book to this guy when I was in, like a sophomore in college. And now I can see his baby's dick. That's how familiar, I haven't talked to him since then. That's how familiar I am with him now. And it's just a picture of a baby, a picture of a sandwich. One of my favorite posts is when people just put rainbow, exclamation mark. And at first I was like, what the hell could that mean? They just love rainbows. But then I realized after reading the comments, they post rainbow because they see a rainbow.
Oh my God.
And they know people are so addicted to Facebook that they will see that post in enough time to go outside and see the same fucking rainbow. And then comment on how great that rainbow is. And I actually I tried to research how long does a rainbow last to like give scientific credence to this joke. I was like, how long does a rainbow last? Because then I'll be like, people respond within 6 minutes. And I Googled, how long does a rainbow last? And the first answer I got, I clicked on it, and it was just, how long does a rainbow last? Not long enough. I was like, you are the exact type of person that this joke is intended for. It's terrible. So just Facebook Tourette. And the thing is that this is not how it used to be. And you don't even have to, like, text, you don't even have to type it anymore. You just tell it. You'd be like, Siri, Facebook. I don't have an iPhone, I'm not really sure how this works. Facebook, computer, on. I like sandwiches. Tell everyone that I know. All 500 of them need to know now how much I like sandwiches. And that's not how it used to be. Like in 1890, if you're sitting in your cabin, or whatever they lived in 1890, hut, shack, pueblo, whatever it is, and you think like, I've got an idea, and I need to tell everyone I know as fast as possible. And so you go up to the barn, and you swing open the doors, and you saddle up your fastest horse. And then you jump on your horse, and you just ride, then you ride, then you ride. Right, 6 hours to the closest neighbor's house that you have. And you're pounding on the door. And you're pounding. And then your neighbor, and you're, Jedediah, open up! Jedediah, open up! And they just like, Amos, what's happening? It's 3. I don't even know if they told time in 1890. It was just like, I'm almost about to feed the cows. This is crazy late. Why are you waking me up? And it's just, Jedediah, I had to tell you. I got here as fast as I can. I got here as fast as I can. And I'm not sure why I'm tired, because the horse probably would have done most of the work. I'd be sore. Jedediah, I was so sore. But I had to tell you I rode 6 hours. I like sandwiches. My name was just Jedediah, you're just clearly not right in the head. You need help. Come inside and rest and drink some milk and have a snake bite you or whatever medicine was back then. And Jedediah just, no! I got 499 more people to tell. I gotta get on that horse. My hairband fell out during that horse riding. Stupid. It's good though. I think that the main reason why I hate Facebook is that people constantly post about stuff that I can't afford to do. It's just like, oh my gosh, me and the girls. We went out to that amazing happy hour. We got so many oysters and champagne and so many treats, and it came to like $150, but we didn't even care. It was like, oh, that's fucking great. I'm in a studio, and I've got no money, and just like posting about all this shit I can't afford. Because I'm poor, so poor. And it's terrible seeing that shit. And whenever I'm poor, I notice it first when it comes to food. And it seems like my poorness sort of like goes up and down like a roller coaster. I know when it starts going down, it's like, well, I'll just eat out less. That's not a problem. Not a problem at all. And then a couple weeks go by and I get more poor. And it's just, well, maybe I'll eat some more produce. Maybe I'll shop in bulk a little bit more. And then I get a little bit more poor. And it's like, well, top ramen is a completely substantial meal. That's not absurd if I just eat top ramen for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's not at all ridiculous. And then it's, you know, these top ramens are pretty big. And they break in half quite easily. I could totally eat half a top ramen for all my meals all the time. And now I've reached a new low, and that's expiration dates. I'm done with them. That's it. I don't care anymore. Because expiration dates are for rich people. It's such just a bourgeoisie, made up, just corporate bullshit. Because I look at a can of Campbell's chicken noodle soup, and I'm like, that looks expired, but I'm not sure. A rich person looks at a Campbell's chicken noodle soup that's, expired in September, and I know that rich people don't eat Campbell's, they eat Chunky. I've seen it on the NFL commercials when the linebackers' mothers feed them Chunky, not Campbell's. So I look at a can of Campbell's chicken noodle soup, and then rich people look at it, and when they look at it, they assume that it's expired by the date, and they just throw it out. I look at a can of soup, and I find out if it's expired. The only way I know how is by eating it. And this is why I shop exclusively at Safeway, is for the expired food reason. And I feel like a lot of the reason that people don't do expired food is because they just you can't get your perspective changed quick enough. So let me give you an example. You have bread. The bread's expired. You throw it away. Wrong. Wait a while, that bread becomes croutons. This doesn't only work for bread. You can do it for lots of things. Milk, yogurt, cheese, better cheese. Because all the cheese you know of, just the older it is, the more fancy it is. So don't tell me you don't buy into that bullshit. That's just expired cheese you're paying a lot of money for. Some things don't even expire. Like potatoes. Have you ever gone to someone's house and be like, oh, let's have potatoes, grab some of those? And then they grab them and it's like, there's green stuff coming out of these. I better throw them away. No. You know what that green stuff is? New potatoes. Those potatoes are just getting fresher. Just every day you have them. When you buy them, they are the grossest they get. It's just, you leave them for a while. This is how potato farms start. It's just people leave potatoes around and then they just got a whole bunch of new potatoes. Just let it hang out for a while. It's ridiculous. So this is why I stop at Safeway, because while all these other grocery stores, PCC and Central Market and whatever the other one is called, Whole Foods, they all have these apples.